again, wardsurvival.co.uk. This is my solar project, it's the second part. So we'll go into a bit more detail about what I mentioned before. It's self-contained. Have a look at the other video, just giving an overview of it. I just want to go into a bit more detail about the inverters today and the solar panels. Here we've got a inverter. This is the one I first used. This is a 75 watt. It's just a car cigarette lighter adapter. They're really handy things, but this one is modified sine wave, which is fine, but it doesn't work very well with some of the LED lights I've been using, which try and keep the amperage draw down. I've used LED lights on the outside. This has blown several of the spotlights I've used, which are on PIR sensors. So just be careful with these. They don't work with some LED lights. They do work with the bulbs on. Some of them do work fine, but they're a bit temperamental. They do draw a lot lower because obviously it's a lower amperage, lower wattage, rather than 75 watts. This is the other option I used, which I mentioned in the last video. This happens to be a Sealy one. I'm in no way connected to Sealy whatsoever. I've got no affiliation with them. It's just purely this one I chose. It got good reviews, so I bought it. It's the 600 watts pure sine wave inverter. It's about £120, I think. So it's quite expensive. It does draw about anywhere between 0.5 and 0.8 amps just without any load. Usual stuff on it. It's got the UK adapter on this end, the on-off switch, which goes on, and it's got a protection on it as well, so that'll click off. That has been used once actually when I accidentally did a short circuit. On the back it's got a fan and two terminals at the back there, and that connects into my system. I just use a standard adapter on a light just to take the power to the outside, and that's how I'm basically using the external power at the minute. I've obviously got the power on the side of the box which you can use also. All in all, the modified sine wave are cheap. They do work on some things, but a bit temperamental. This one also has now stopped working. So this modified sine wave, it's cheap. I think it's only about £20, I think. It's really quite affordable. However, it didn't last that long. It lasted about 6 months continual use and it's gone. So I'm hoping this one lasts longer. This one's at 6 months as well, this pure sine wave, and that's working absolutely fine at the minute. And I put varying loads on that. I've also tripped it out because I tried to unearth external fridge off it, and that just tripped it out. So yeah, all in all, if you can afford it, go to the pure sine wave. It's a lot less hassle, but just size it correctly. This at 600 watts is too oversized for what I need. I thought I could run fridges and things off it, but the amp draw to start the fridge is far too high. So the 600 watt is actually pretty useless for me. I should be about 150 or 300 watt. Therefore I'm burning electricity for no reason, drawing power just in standby, which is a bit of a pain. So you need to size your inverter correctly for your use. I wanted this slightly larger in case my demand increased. It has done, but it's not up to 600 watts, and then I can't run big appliances off it. So it's pretty useless actually, but it's good. It's good. Anyway, it's a good piece of kit. I just need to get it working to my needs. All right. On to solar panels next. See you in a second. Yep, up on the roof now. This is the temporary solar setup I've got just to test out my solar system downstairs I showed you. It's a lovely day actually. Look at that. Actually sunshine in the UK. September as well. Can't be bad. I just put two pieces of wood together, just strapped them to the top, and all screwed in down the bottom. That cable then runs down into my portable solar unit downstairs. And we've got an 80 watt panel at the bottom there, which is a black panel, it's a new one, and the 100 watt at the top is a Bosch cells, I think it is. They use Bosch cells. It's actually pretty crap quality. I'm not impressed with that one really. It looks cheap when it's put together. It's lasting alright. I'll see how it goes through the winter, but I'm not impressed with it. It's unbranded. They're just selling it as the highlight being the Bosch cells, which compare it to the one down below, which again was an unbranded Chinese one, resold here in the UK, the cells aren't as good. So I don't quite know what's going on with the small ones. Obviously these are all designed for camper vans and that sort of thing, small setups. I've put them in parallel together. It's giving me 180 watts, 12 volts. But the cells they're not comparable really, so I'm not quite sure what's going on, but there's 10% difference between the two. Yeah, one's 20% bigger. So any people that know any more about solar panel sizing or why that would be, I put it down to the cells on the new one, the silver one, being less efficient, which I can't think of any other reason why. The pure black one down below has actually been a really good panel. I've had that a year, it's working really well. The one I've just got, I'm pretty disappointed with really, and it doesn't look as good either. So yeah, that's my basic setup. I'm going to put the third one at the top here, and that's going to be another 100 watt. I'm going to try a different type again. It doesn't particularly matter to me what types I get, I just want to get some of this fairly consistent. I will be eventually going to the 250 watt, which are a lot more accessible here because they're used on roofs and tie-in grid systems. But I won't obviously be tying into the grid because that's not my mission. But I'll hopefully go to those eventually and not upsize the whole thing. But for my portable unit, the bottom one, that pure black one's way better. But again, it was unbranded, it's just a Chinese one. So I'm having real difficulties here in the UK getting a consistent supplier. So watch this space and I'll update you further. Sunny day, can't be bad. You take care and we'll see you soon.